Hello loves and welcome back. So today we have another EmpisalExpression889 model tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how we're going to make a buttonhole, okay, because I know you guys do not know how to make a buttonhole using your EmpisalExpression889 model. So today we're going to be focusing on the following. So this is our stitch guide, as you guys can see, and guys, please do mind my stabilization. I am going to be using my handheld tripod, so it's not going to be as stable. So we're going to be focusing on number 1, number 2, 4, and stitch down number 3. So these are the stitch styles that we're going to use today. And you're going to go to your stitch selector knob, and you're going to be basically like playing around with number 1. Make sure there's the dial indicator. Make sure that when you are picking, there's number 2, there's number 4, there's number 3, of course, right? I'm going to show you how to use all of those today. So let's go into what you guys are going to need for today's tutorial. Firstly, I'm going to need you guys to actually pull out your sewing kit, okay? This mine stays in this nice little transparent container. So what we did over here is we took out some chalk. If you have tailor's chalk, great. If you need the normal chalk, there you have it. We're also going to take out our sewing machine accessories. This is the sewing machine accessories for the Empisal expression. This is how it came, and I literally took out the buttonhole foot. Okay, this is the buttonhole foot that I literally took out of that packet. You're going to need as well, where's my seam ripper? You're going to need a seam ripper over here. This is an unpicker actually, and this is a seam ripper. Okay, I've got some scissors, I've got a button, as well as some material. Okay, so those are things or the tools that you're going to need for today's tutorial. So I've already cut out a piece of material over here, and then I'm just going to go and iron it quickly so that we can all be on the same page. It's just going to look much neater, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing much better, because with the creases you will not be able to see properly. So what I'm gonna do is, here is the I'm gonna remove this presser foot over here. Okay, I'm just gonna drop down the needle, but not drop down, man. I need to unclip. Guys, I better not drop my my camera is shaking. So darlings, we're gonna start off by removing this presser foot over here and replacing it with this buttonhole. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and try and remove this piece first. Okay, so we are back. So before we start with the actual button and drawing in the material and the chalks and stuff, I want us to remove this buttonhole and this presser foot and replace it with this buttonhole foot. All right, so I'm just gonna try position my camera over here, position nicely. So there's a hook here at the back, right? Let me just reposition that. I think this will be the best part to actually position my camera for everyone to see. So you're gonna drop it like that, and there we go. You've removed your original presser foot that comes already mounted over there, and then now we're gonna place our button foot. Okay, so my darlings, before we mount, okay, this buttonhole foot, I just want you to pay attention to how you are gonna direct it. Okay, so it has like a moving piece on the inside, right? And I want you to have a look at, let me put it back, this function. Okay, not at the bottom here. Okay, so it has like an almost like a U type of formation. You push it right up. Okay, that's how you're gonna place it under your machine, right? So we're just gonna make sure our needle's at our highest point. You always use your balance wheel, right? You're gonna place it over and under this arching structure over here, as you guys can see, and then you're literally gonna drop you're gonna use the lever to drop this needle bar mechanism So my lovies, I was struggling a little bit. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold up your button foot with your one hand over here, this hand over here, right? You see I'm holding it up, right? And then you're gonna drop with the lever. There we go. So it's attached. Do you see? So if I pick up the lever, do you see? So hold it up with your hand and then drop the lever, okay? Because if you do it like the others, it's not gonna attach well. Okay, so it's nice and firm and we are ready to start. My darling, so that's how you basically attach this buttonhole foot. Ideally, I should have threaded my machine before attaching the foot. So we are gonna remove it quickly and then we're gonna quickly thread the machine and then reattach it so that everyone can see for the second time how I attached it. I think again, when you are wanting to release this, what you're gonna do is you can take up the take-up lever, right? The take-up lever is here on the side. There's that black take-up lever, if you're not sure. And then here is the hook, the lever that drops. Okay, I'm just holding my camera with my other hand, but I'm just showing you the difference so that you guys know. I'm going to take it off right now and then we are going to thread the machine so that we can actually start our tutorial. So I've threaded my machine, okay, and then we are going to attach the buttonhole foot again. Again, make sure that it's at this point. Right, sorry, this point, okay. This little U shape must be down facing. So make sure your needle's at its highest point. Hey. Yeah, highest point. Hold it up. Hold it up with your one hand, and then it's gonna drop. I'm gonna just do this a couple of times until I have officially hooked it. Oh wow. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just need to make sure that I pull my threads properly now. So what you also want to make sure of, let me just adjust this camera. There we go. So darlings, once you've attached the buttonhole foot, what you want to do is you want to take this top thread and run it under the machine, okay, right, and then just pull them and attach them to the side, and then we are done because the machine has already been threaded, as you guys can see. Okay, and the bottom piece is also coming throughout the needle blade. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to focus over here on the button and the material. Okay, let me just find a good position for my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Hello my love, so here is a button I found randomly. I do not have buttons, so we ironed this piece of material as promised. So you're going to put it over there, right? It's either you make your buttonhole running vertically, or you can do it horizontally, right? Horizontally or vertically. For the purposes of this video, we're gonna do it. Oops. There goes my camera trying to fall on me. Okay, apologies about that. So we are gonna then do it horizontally. So you're gonna hold the button, reinforce the button with your hand holding in place. I'm gonna use some tailor's chalk, right? Use chalk that you can actually see. This white was not a good choice. Okay, I might just take out my metallic pen if I'm not happy with what I'm doing over here. So you're gonna just then draw these two indentations over here, I can see. I'm not sure if you guys can see so much on that side. And then I'm just gonna use my ruler, and then I'm gonna connect these two pieces. Okay, so my choice of chalk is not the best, right? I'm even thinking maybe I should just pull out a different color for you guys. Let's see. I do have a piece of chalk in here where I keep my pins, so let's see if that will be. There we go. You guys are able to see that. That's much better. Even I can see it. Okay, there we go. And here's the connecting line as well. Okay, so just gonna put that button back and see. Okay, I made it slightly bigger. Just gonna make sure we bring it down a little bit, okay, so that our size is not fiddled with. Okay, so I'm gonna work with the line on the inside. So there, perfect. Right, so now we're gonna take this and we're gonna just want to readjust my camera position, guys. So we have placed our material under the machine, and I want you to make sure that the needle bar is at the center, right? When I say it's at the center of this green line that I've drawn onto, and then when I drop the bar, it's literally at the start. Let's see. I'm gonna have to lift that up a little bit. Yeah. So it's at the center. So now what we're gonna do is we wanna sew on the right hand side, right? And I'm gonna just take my camera and move it a little bit. Apologies for destabilizing the video. So I want you guys to have a look. We're gonna start sewing the buttonhole on the left side. Remember, I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking at the sewing machine, so this is on my left side, right? So number one, we're gonna sew on the left side. Let's now set it to number one on your stitch dial. This is your stitch guide and this is your stitch dial. So here's the selector here at the top, right? And it shows you that it's literally going to be sewing on number one. Make sure you're always very cautious of that. So I've put it on number one. Another thing that you want to alter is your stitch length. 4 is your stitch width, sorry. 4 is too big, so we are gonna drop it down to 1. Okay? Don't want a stitch length that's too big because we are making a buttonhole, so 1, right? And then we're gonna keep that at the, it's usually at a standard 4. I'm gonna keep that at 4. The tension at 4, roundabout, and everything is fine. So now we can actually continue. I'm just gonna put my camera down. Okay, hopefully you guys can see well. So my machine is already plugged in, okay, and my press mat is on the floor. I'm just adjusting it. We've selected the stitch dial number 1, and now we're going to stitch. And I think it's very imperative that I actually hold. Do you see now that the needle has moved from the center to the side to mimic the number 1? So now I'm holding the camera with the one hand, which is clumsy, but we're going to start. So we're going to do you see? Do you see that it's sewing on the left side? I'm not pulling the material, I'm just holding it as I'm using both hands. So once we're nearly at the end. So now once we get here, right, once we get, okay, we're nearly there. Let's put this over here on the side so that you guys can see. So when we get to the end, we're gonna stop and then we're gonna readjust. So we just lift it to check. Not at the end yet. Okay, let's just verify. Okay, just did a reinforcement stitch. So once we get to the end over here, we're gonna go back to our stitch down and we need to do 2. Now 2 is moving from left to right. Okay, so very important to understand that this is going from left to right, and then when we get to 4, it's going to go from right to left. But right now we're here. We went on the left side, going right down, and now we're going to go to number 2. We're going to go from the left side to the right side. So I'm going to change, and I'm going to put the stitch down on number 2, not number 4, but 2. Okay, I'm going to place it here, and then you guys are going to see. Do you see? There we go. Then when I pick it up, you guys will see. Okay, so now we're gonna go and put the stitch down on number 3 and work our way back. Okay. I just want to, I've made a mistake a little bit over here. Okay. Then we're going to change it to number 4. Number 4, and we're going to go from the right to the left. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I was moving around a little bit. So I was moving around a little bit because of my camera, so you see my alignment is a little bit off. This line was very nice, but this line is off. So we're gonna redo this one quickly for you guys so that it looks normal, and I'm gonna try to just leave my camera so I can focus on the actual tutorial. But this is how it would look, okay? Not asymmetrical, of course, but then you'd go in with your seam ripper. This is a hypothetical case, right? Seam ripper, you'd pop it in there, and also what's nice, you can put in a pin here at the top to just prevent yourself from ripping through the stitches as well. Now take your seam ripper and you're gonna run it nice and gently, right? And then ideally this button should then fit through. If not done properly, just make sure that you've ripped that you've opened up enough space, not too much but enough. Okay, I'm just adjusting that as well. There we go. And your button would fall through like that. Apologies. So some people go do a second line. So do you see?